In this video, we will show how to configure the CVP call server in a deployment that does not use a SIP proxy server. So we will configure local static routing dial plan on one particular call server. So in OMP, you'd navigate to the call server, and we're going to be putting the dial plan on each individual call server. So select your call server, navigate to the SIP page, and select No for Enable Outbound Proxy. Now we're going to add our dial plan. So from CVP's perspective, all the labels that it gets back from the ICM, it needs to make outbound calls to. So in this case, for the VRU label, the wildcard is the greater than sign, not the star like on the CUPS server. So we just added one for the call manager. And another one for the call manager. And one for the ringtone and error message DNs. So route those to VXML gateways. And we could, to edit, you actually need to remove it and add it again. It's a limitation of the UI. So you would save this, pretend to save it. Let me show how we would take advantage of failover priorities and waits. So that would be configuring the DNS server with an SRV cluster name. And so let's add in the routing to the IVRs. Oops, too many X's. So you'd add in your cluster domain name here. vxmlgateways.cisco.com is your SRV record name, your cluster name. And those are configured on the DNS server. So CVP will do a lookup and get back the SRV table whenever you need to make a call to 7 wildcard. Now you can also add in exact matches for your label instead of a wildcard. Send that to a particular endpoint. And the way the routing routine works is it looks for direct matches first. If it doesn't find a direct match, it'll look for a wildcarded match in the list. And if you wanted to add a more explicit wildcarding label, you can add it, but you need to order it correctly, because the routine will simply go down the list and find the first match rather than inspecting the most explicit. So you need to order them correctly in order for them to be routed correctly. So direct matches are matched first, and then wildcards are searched after that. Now the next thing we can show is how to configure redundant SIP proxy servers. So let's save and deploy this, and we'll come back and modify it for configuring redundant SIP proxy servers. So you're going to be having two primary and a backup CUPS. Say one is locally and one is across the WAN. So you'd select Enable Outbound Proxy, you set it to true, and we're going to do our DNS flavor of lookup for this SRV cluster domain name. Again, this proxy.cisco.com needs to be configured on the DNS server for the lookup to succeed. The other option is to bypass DNS and set them locally, in which case those settings need to be set. And there's an SRV XML file. It needs to be specified for that. So what I'm doing here now is just restoring our lab call server to the single proxy configuration. And that's all there is to it.